My dear, there are moments when my heart grows heavy with sadness as I think about all the difficulties you have had to face in your life. The weight of your struggles, the countless hardships that stood before you, and the trials you endured without complaint are not lost on me. Instead of breaking you, those obstacles shaped you into a person of remarkable strength and resilience. The very thought of it makes me respect you even more deeply than words can express. The strength you project is immeasurable, and it shines in everything you do, often silently, yet powerfully enough to touch those around you. You have always been a person who stood tall in the face of wrong. You fought with courage against injustice and never once backed down when it came to defending your rights or the rights of others. That kind of bravery is rare, and it sets you apart as a truly extraordinary human being. My dear, if I could ever become even half as strong and brave as you, I would consider myself fortunate. You are not only my inspiration but also my guiding star, my role model in life. Many people remain unaware of the challenges you had to endure because you never sought pity or sympathy. You never paraded your pain before the world, even when it was crushing. Instead, you did what was necessary, often sacrificing your own comfort just to keep going. You carried yourself with dignity through moments when most others would have crumbled. All you ever wished for was to make your life, and the lives of those around you, better. For that, I am both in awe of you and endlessly grateful. Still, my heart aches when I think of the unfair hardships you had to bear. It was not right, and it should not have happened to you. Yet here you are, having come such a long way, proving that resilience is stronger than cruelty. I can only hope that no one else has to face the same struggles that life forced upon you. Please know, my dear, that you are the most beautiful soul in my life. Beauty is not only in appearance but in spirit, and your spirit is radiant. I have learned so much simply by watching you live. Each time I feel like giving up, whether in small struggles or in great ones, I think of you and find the courage to continue. You are my biggest motivation, the spark that pushes me forward when my strength fails. You have been a warrior in the truest sense of the word, and through your example, I have learned the priceless art of never giving up. I sometimes regret that I do not tell you often enough how much I admire you. The truth is that words often feel too small to hold the depth of my admiration. I adore the very ground you walk upon, because everywhere you go, you leave behind traces of courage, kindness, and wisdom. I wish with all my heart to grow into someone like you. In fact, I cannot imagine a greater privilege than following your example. You are the best person I have ever had the fortune of knowing, and I count myself lucky every single day for that. What makes you even more remarkable is how unapologetically different you are from others. You embrace your uniqueness with confidence, and in doing so, you teach others to embrace theirs too. That simple act of living as your true self has taught me the greatest lesson of all, self-love. By watching you, I learned that it is not only acceptable but essential to love oneself, to recognize one's worth, and to walk in the world with pride. You have taught me to become my own hero, to stand strong even when the world is against me. You may not know it, but your quiet wisdom has planted seeds of strength in me that continue to grow every day. Your life has been a series of lessons, not only for yourself but for everyone lucky enough to know you. Through your words and actions, you have given me wisdom that I will carry forever. I am endlessly grateful for your presence in my life, for without you, I would not be who I am today. I pray sincerely that happiness will always surround you. I hope every single dream you hold in your heart is fulfilled, and that joy comes to you effortlessly, as it always should have. I hope that the people around you, even those who may take your quiet strength for granted, come to realize just how precious you are. You are a rare soul, a gem among stones, and the world is better because you are in it. To me, you are a rock star, not the kind that shines under stage lights, but the kind who carries a rhythm of life so unique and inspiring that one day, the whole world will recognize it. Until that day comes, I ask only that you keep sharing your light with the world. You may not always see it, but your light touches lives far beyond your own circle. You inspire hope, courage, and compassion in ways that ripple outward endlessly. This world desperately needs people like you, people who can teach the true essence of life, who can show others that strength is not the absence of hardship but the triumph over it. You carry within you the power to guide this generation toward greater compassion, resilience, and wisdom. So, my dear, please keep spreading your wisdom, your kindness, and your strength. Never doubt the incredible impact you have on those around you. You are my inspiration, my teacher, and my greatest blessing. I will always admire you, always learn from you, and always thank the universe for bringing you into my life. My dear, there is a truth within me so heavy and so deeply rooted that I have carried it in silence for far too long. It is something I hide, not because I am ashamed of who I am, but because I fear rejection from the very people I love most. I know that if I reveal this truth, my family, the ones who have nurtured me and sacrificed so much for me, may not accept me for who I truly am. And that thought alone frightens me more than I can put into words. I often remind myself that it is not my fault that I was born this way, that it is not something to regret or feel guilty about. In fact, in many ways, I embrace and love myself exactly as I am. But even with that self-acceptance, there remains a shadow of fear, the fear of breaking my family's heart, of disappointing them, of watching their dreams for me collapse in an instant. From childhood, we are taught that the greatest honor we can bring to our parents is by fulfilling their expectations, by never causing them pain, and by respecting the sacrifices they have made. That lesson has been etched into me so deeply that it has shaped much of how I live today. And because of that, I find myself unable to share my truth with them. Every time I imagine doing so, 1,000 scenarios flood my mind, most of them ending in heartbreak and silence. I picture them turning away from me, perhaps even cutting ties altogether. The possibility that they might never speak to me again keeps me paralyzed. At the same time, when I think about remaining silent forever, about living a life that isn't truly mine, I feel suffocated. What kind of life is one lived in disguise, where happiness is always sacrificed for the sake of appearances? This dilemma has been eating away at me for so long that I often feel trapped between two impossible choices. If I tell them the truth, I risk losing everything I hold dear, my family, their love, their guidance, their presence in my life. Yet if I don't, I risk losing myself. I risk building a life that may appear fine on the outside but feels empty on the inside. This conflict between my heart and my mind is constant. My heart whispers that I deserve to live authentically, that my happiness should matter, that life is too short to be lived for the expectations of others. But my mind screams back that I cannot, under any circumstances, hurt the people who gave me everything. Sometimes I feel so alone in this struggle. I don't have anyone I can speak to about it because I am terrified of being judged. Our society conditions us from such a young age to think in a certain way, to prioritize family honor above individual happiness. This conditioning has shaped me into who I am, and even though I try to break free from it, the fear remains. It's not that I am weak or that I lack courage, it's that I am torn between two equally powerful forces, my love for my family and my longing to live authentically. At night, I often lie awake imagining different futures. Some are bright, where my parents accept me, perhaps slowly but eventually, and where I can live openly while still being embraced by their love. But more often, my mind drags me into darker possibilities, the worst-case scenarios where they feel betrayed, where they never forgive me, and where I am left to face life without them. These thoughts make me restless and sad. It feels like no matter which choice I make, someone will get hurt, whether it is me or them. And so I ask myself over and over, would I be selfish if I chose myself? Is it wrong to prioritize my own happiness over the expectations of those I love? Or is it more selfish to deny myself a true and honest life just to preserve their comfort? These questions haunt me daily, and I find no easy answers. I know my family has done so much for me, and the thought of hurting them feels unbearable. Yet, I also know that if I continue suppressing my truth, I will never find peace within myself. That is why I come to you now, asking for your wisdom and guidance. You have more life experience, more perspective, and perhaps you can help me see what I cannot. If you were in my place, what would you do? How would you weigh such heavy choices? I feel as though my mind is spinning endlessly, imagining only the worst outcomes, and I need someone to anchor me back to hope. I don't want to be reckless, but I also don't want to live in fear forever. Above all, I long for a future where I can live freely, without shame or secrecy, while still having my parents' blessings. I love them deeply and never wish to hurt them. The idea of causing them pain breaks my heart, but so does the idea of betraying myself. I stand at this crossroads, filled with fear and longing, unsure of which step to take. Please, guide me. Help me find a way forward that honors both my truth and my love for my family.